Heaven Can Wait is a 1978 film directed by Warren Beatty and Buck Henry. It's written by Beatty and Elaine May, and it's based on Heaven Can Wait by Harry Segal. And we have a cast including Warren Beatty as Joe. And this sounded brilliant. It sounded exactly like my kind of film. And then I watched it and I just found it to be really boring. It does have 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb across 25,000 reviews and ratings, as well as a Metascore of 72, and those are pretty fantastic scores. So I will say I didn't like it, but it does seem to be well received, so maybe it's worth checking out. This is about a quarterback who is kind of killed. He is accidentally sent to heaven. It wasn't meant to be his time to die, but an angel took his spirit from his body, and then he finds out, no, it's not your time, you need to go back to Earth. But unfortunately, his body is no longer available because they've cremated his body. So obviously some time has passed. But he still needs to go back down to Earth because it's not his time, and they find another way for this to happen. I could maybe go into a little bit more detail than that, but I won't give anything else away. I don't want to spoil too much. That being said, I don't necessarily recommend it, but it does seem to be well received. And I think the main reason I didn't like it is that the narrative is just incredibly boring. I found that from start to finish, there was just not really anything in this that I found to be interesting. It was so slow. The characters they're fine. They're not badly written. They're not bad characters. They're just certainly not interesting characters either. And I just didn't find any of this to be engaging. It didn't really, for me, have anything to offer. And that's a shame because, as I said, the narrative for me sounded really fascinating. It sounded like a really, really great concept, but I just found the execution to be really, really dire. Joe as a character, yeah, absolutely fine. Warren Beatty gave a decent performance there. No problems with anybody's performances. It's just very long and very dull. It's not tremendously long in general. It's about an hour and 40 minutes. But for me, because the actual events of the film are so slow and not that interesting, it just seemed to drag. Maybe my hopes were too high. But as I said, I read the description and thought, that sounds amazing. That really sounds like my kind of film. And the delivery just wasn't there. So I don't recommend it. But as I said, it does have quite a high overall rating on IMDb. So it seems like maybe it's been well received. Not by me. I guess if you're curious, maybe check it out. But personally, I didn't find a lot of joy in Heaven Can Wait. I didn't think it was very good.